Welcome students to the science class for standard 4. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 9, light. So light is very important. Whatever we see around us, we can see the world because of the light. Suppose if current goes off, what happens? It's fully dark. Can you see in the night? No. Until and unless you switch on the light. That is why to see the world, to connect ourselves to the outer world, light, we need light. And that is what we are going to study in this chapter. So what is light? Light is a form of energy. It does not require any medium to travel. It travels in a straight line like rays and all. That only all we are going to study. What is light? What are the properties of light? Okay, what are the different sources that give out light? All this we are going to cover in this chapter. So students, first we have to know what is light. What is light? Light is a form of energy which produces the sensation of vision. Because of light, we can see. It does not require a medium to travel. That is, light can travel anywhere. It can travel even in a vacuum. And it always travels in a straight line. So these are the properties of light. It is a form of energy. It does not require a medium. It can even travel in a vacuum, and it always travels in a straight line. So these all are properties of light. Now we will see what are the sources of light. Sources of light means from where do we get light. So the sources of light can be natural sources of light and artificial sources of light. And what do you mean by artificial sources of light? Light that is man-made. Things that give out light and that is man-made are artificial or man-made light. Okay, man-made sources of light. So in natural sources of light, that is the source of light that comes from nature, and the main source of natural light is the sun. In the daylight, you haven't to put on light, no light you need, because sun is the main source of light. Then the next source of light can be stars. Moon shines at night, but the most important thing about it is that moon does not have their own light. Moon doesn't have their own light. They shine only when the light of the sun reflects on it. So, the natural source of light is sun, stars, even the glowworms. Glowworms, you all know Jugnu, we see in the night time. That is the glowworm. That is also natural source of light. It gives out lights on its own. Then is the artificial source of light. That is the light made by man, like bulb, okay, tube light, candle, lamp. And the objects that give out the light of their own are called luminous objects. Like candle gives out light, electric bulb, sun, star, glowworm. These all are luminous objects. And the objects that do not give out light are called non-luminous objects. Like book. Does this book give out light? No. This pen? No. This board? No. So these objects are non-luminous objects because they do not give out their own light. So this is what we are going to study. Let us refer the book for some important points. So students, let's see. Tick the objects which give out light and cross the objects which do not give out light. Let us do here in the book. This is a book, science book. Does it gives it its light? No. So put a cross. Then this is a bulb. Yes, bulb gives out light. Candle. Yes, gives out light. Cup. No. Torch. Yes. And this is a bag. No. So we have seen that there are objects that give out light and there are some objects that do not give out light. And this is the chapter 9, light. Now let us see some important points about light. Light is a form of energy. Light does not require a medium to travel. It always travels in a straight line in form of rays. So these are the properties of light. Light is a form of energy. It does not require a medium to travel, and it always travels in a straight line in the form of rays. Now let us see sources of light. An object which gives out light is known as the source of light. And there are two types of sources of light. They are natural sources of light and artificial or man-made sources of light. In natural sources of light, the sun is the main natural source of light. Stars other than the sun are also natural sources of light, but they are too far away from us, so they provide us negligible light. It does not shine. The full place does not brighten up when the stars are there because they are very, very far from us, and that is why their light is negligible. Otherwise, stars also have their own light. Now we come on to the next page. Moon also gives us light, but it does not have its own light. It reflects sun's light that falls on it. And the next source of light is glowworm is also a natural source of light. You will now see the box, fact file. The emission of light by a living organism, such in glowworm, is a result of some chemical energy getting converted into light energy. This is called bioluminescence. That is why glowworm, they give out light because they have got some chemical in their body which turns into light energy. That chemical present in it is chemical energy that converts into light energy, and this is called bioluminescence. So we have studied about the sources of light. There are two sources of light: natural source of light and artificial source of light. So now we have seen what are the natural sources of light. Let us now come to artificial source of light. Artificial or man-made sources of light. Some objects are made by man to emit the light. These objects are called artificial sources of light. Okay, so there are some objects that are man-made that gives out light. Example: candle, oil lamp, bulb, tube light, torch, etc. are artificial sources of light. So these objects also give out light, but they are man-made, and that is why they are called artificial sources of light. You must have seen all these: candle, oil lamp, bulb, tube light, torch. These all objects, they give out light and they are artificial or man-made sources of light. So students, now we have studied about two sources of light: natural sources and artificial sources. Hope you are clear with the sources of light. Now let us move to luminous and non-luminous objects. So all the objects that are around us, they can be either luminous or non-luminous objects. Now let us see what is luminous objects and what are non-luminous objects. Some objects have their own light. Such objects are called luminous objects. Example: sun, candle, electric bulb, oil lamp, etc. are luminous objects. So objects that have their own light, that emit their own light. It can be a natural source, it can be from a natural source, or it can be from a man-made source. But it should give their own light. Such objects are called luminous objects. Example: sun, bulb, candle. So you can see sun is a natural source. Bulb, candle, star, glowworm. You can write any of the examples which gives out light in luminous objects. Then we move on to non-luminous objects. It's the opposite of non-luminous objects. Some objects do not have their own light. Such objects are known as non-luminous objects. Like example, book, table, cup, bottle, etc. are all non-luminous objects. Objects that do not give their light are called non-luminous objects. So I hope you all are clear, all of you students, luminous and non-luminous objects. Underline these important lines, and in this class we are going to do till here. Read the chapter till here thoroughly, learn all the new terms till we meet for the next class. Thank you students, and take good care of yourself.